Coming at you with that brand new video for your face as always. We've just got some SBCs dropped over by EA, and today's SBCs, before I get started, I'm literally just going to tell you guys the following. The only SBC that I really think is worth doing is the Strength and Discipline SBC. The other ones, Flashback Company, the overall rate of this card in terms of the pace, you're looking at about 70. To be quite honest, with most people that are playing FIFA right now, if your defender has less than, let's say, 75 or maybe 77 standard pace, you're probably not going to do much with this defender. So the best defenders in the game right now, like Varane, icons that have like 80 pace and good physicality. Company has good physicality and good defending, but the problem you're going to find is that, of course, those through balls, if they get through, catching the player is just a waste of time because you don't have the pace. On that note, if you want to do this company, hey, there's nothing wrong with doing it. Problem that I find is that obviously an 86 rated team with a team of the week plus an 85 rated team with a team of the week, you're looking roughly around, I'd probably say about the 100 and something thousand mark. And I think for like a player of this like caliber, 100 and something thousand mark, maybe 200,000 mark, you're probably going to have a bit of difficulties basically in terms of like justifying this price in about a week or two when you don't use this company anymore. I mean, it's not a Van Dyke where you can basically say the Van Dyke has pace coming out the wazoo, and it's not like it's an icon that can link to everybody. So it's league specific. So for example, if you didn't do the Philippe David Luiz, then yeah, you might want to turn around and say, okay, well, I'm going to do this. In terms of like my team, for example, would he get in my team? Of course he would in the silver team, but the team that I normally play with is not a silver team. Let me go ahead and see if I can find this David Luiz and show you guys exactly what I mean. So let's go ahead and look for company. So we're going to look for special cards. I guess there's going to be one here. And this is the special card right here. This card with 70 pace, is that really worth it? Are you really, I mean, is it really something that a lot of people are probably going to want to have in their team? 70 pace. Defending and physicals are really good, but the overall 70 pace, it's a no-no for a lot of people, and that's going to be a turn-off for most people. In comparison, let's look at, let's say, for example, let's look at Van Dyke. So this is the Van Dyke card, for example. So if you did the player of the month or you have one of the informs, look at the pace over there. That's 80. That's plus 10. Team of the year has plus 14. And the regular Van Dyke has plus 9. And then the standard Van Dyke has plus 7. So you're not really going to be feeling doing this card unless you're crazy enough to think that it's a good card to kind of work with. But in my honest opinion, I think like where we're at FIFA right now, this number right here or this number right here, these are the standards that your defender should have. Now let's have a look quickly for David Luiz, and let's just see if that flashback Luiz card. Let's see if that flashback Luiz card was actually with a lot of pace. So this is the flashback Luiz card, and you see that right there. That's 84. So for a lot of you guys who are probably thinking about doing this card, this what do you call it, Vincent Company flashback, it's not necessarily going to be a good idea for you to do this card because it's very expensive, and on top of the expense, he doesn't have what most defenders really need to have, and that is the pace. So the physicals and the defending, it's great, but you need the actual pace. So for me, this is a no-go. And if you're stupid enough to do this card, or you need to do this card enough, well, okay, good on you. But like, as I see my coins sitting right now, I'm not going to sell anybody. I'm not going to buy people. I'm not going to go ahead and do quick sales on some of my investments to get that David, to get that Vincent Company, because I think like you'll notice the difference fairly quickly because he's at least 10% slower than Van Dyke, or at least 10% slower than David Luiz. So it's like it's worthless, like for most people anyway. It's just not, for the price, it's just too high. Anyway, let's get into what you came here for. I'm going to show you guys the solution for the SBC that EA just dropped. So let's go ahead and click on live. Strength and discipline. A lot of you guys are probably going to be struggling with this. I'm going to show you guys an easy solution to this, okay? So here's the solution. You don't need any loyalty for this. You're good. And for those of you saying, hey, but I do need loyalty. No, you don't need loyalty for this. This is the solution right here. And of course, you could cheap this down a little bit by putting a Spanish player over here. And of course, that would get all these guys relatively in at the right connection, and they would all have chemistry. These two players up top, they have to be these two players, unfortunately. I mean, you could go and look for any other Belgian player, but the problem is you've got to work with that Belgian league. And of course, as you guys can see, the Belgian league tends to need players that have they're in different nations. But this way we could go around and we could have all these players from the same league, and that would be 6 players over here, and then you've got 5 players down here. We could cut this out and change one of these players, or even go over here on the left side and put like a Spanish player as well, and that would actually cheapen this out a little bit. But I mean, it's fairly easy to do this. You just need 2 leagues. That's all you're looking for, realistically. If you have Italian players that have high ratings, you can stick them in here. If you have Spanish players that have high ratings, you can stick them in here. But this is what works. And you could do this all day long, and there's no problems with this, okay? One other thing I might want to try. Okay, this player can't be traded, so this is untradeable. I'm going to go ahead and submit this. We're going to open the packs for you guys right now. If there is packs to be given, here we go. Go player reward packs. Let's see what's in the pack. Open up the pack. We have stuff on trade. Oh, God. Oh, my God. What do I do with all this stuff? Let's go to transfer pile, see if we got anything that we can just get rid of. 69 cards. Oh, that's nice. Right. We have a lot of cards that are just investments that aren't going to settle well. Okay. So what we could do is get rid of the 82. Did I buy this card? No, I did not. So quick sale is fairly logical. And this Chan, I bought him for 950. We could quick sell him and just take the profits, but you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this. So we're gonna go over here. We're gonna grab the one card from all of this that I think is actually worth anything. Send that to trade pile, and then we're gonna just get rid of the duplicates. And I know what you guys are thinking, that Bertrand would have sold. I'm not too bothered about that. It's not important to me. Let's go ahead and open up the pack and see what we get on the inside. And we are opening the packs right now. Let's see. We get a 79 Lavezzi. I mean, that is perfect. So that's the free pack that we got, and that's the solution to that. If you guys get stuck and you need any help, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will look at that and give you some advice. But remember, please make sure you follow the instructions, that you buy the right players. In terms of the players that I did show you guys, I mean, you should see those players. You should know who they are. It's just Spanish players. You're not looking for anyone in particular. I don't think it's necessary for you to even see the names of those players to a certain degree, because you don't really need to have specific players other than the 2 Belgiums and the leagues. All right, and that's it for now, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video. Until next time, thank you. Take care of yourselves.